Hello everyone, welcome to another video of this revision series. In this video, we will discuss coronary circulation. Coronary circulation means circulation or blood flow to the cardiac tissue, and it is done by two major arteries and their collaterals. The arteries are right coronary artery and left coronary artery, the branches from the aorta. If we look for the dominance, in 50% of population, right coronary artery supplies both sided heart. In about 20% cases, left coronary artery dominates. That means it supplies both right and left side of the heart. And in 30% cases, the role is played by the both arteries equally. That is, the responsibility is done equally by right and left coronary artery. There are also some unique features of this coronary circulation. Unlike any other circulation, left ventricle receives bulk of blood during diastole and almost no blood in systole. If we look for the diagram, this is the time versus flow of blood in left and right coronary artery, and this is the aortic pressure curve. And as we have discussed in previous video in cardiac cycle, that is, aortic pressure curve is a dichrotic curve. It has a dichrotic notch, and this is the flow of left and right coronary artery. In left coronary artery, the flow increased in diastole, and in right coronary artery, like other circulation, it is increased in systole and decreased in diastole. But as there is a notch, there is a pressure change, there is also a flow change in both the artery. But in gross, the left coronary artery gets more amount of blood during diastole. This is because during systole, the pressure inside ventricle is so high than intra-aortic pressure that the flow is not sufficient during systole. And in diastole, when the ventricular muscle is relaxed, the flow can be done easily. So during diastole, the left coronary artery gets more amount of blood than in systole. And the effect is more pronounced in subendocardial tissue. This can easily be appreciated because the subendocardial tissue is the innermost part and the pressure exerted in this part is maximum. So it will get least amount of blood during systole but get much amount of blood in diastole. Other unique features like shunt. Some of the venous blood draining the coronary circulation directly enters the lumen of left ventricle, which is fully oxygenated. And these are arterioluminal vessels, Thebesian veins, some arteriosinusoidal vessels, causing a physiological shunt. Capillary density is very high. Each muscle cell is supplied by a separate capillary, and that is required because cardiac muscle has to work constantly. So each muscle cell has specific capillaries. And there are collateral circulation between smaller branches of the coronary arteries, and interestingly, oxygen extraction by cardiac tissue is highest. In normal tissue, it is approximately 5 ml per 100 ml of flow, but in case of cardiac tissue, it is approximately 9 to 11 ml per 100 ml of arterial flow. And there is autoregulation of blood flow between a perfusion of 60 to 150 mmHg. So these are some unique features of coronary circulation. Now some factors that regulate coronary circulation. First is the heart rate. With increased heart rate, diastolic duration reduced, and this causes reduced left coronary blood flow, because as we have already discussed, during diastole, left coronary artery gets maximum blood, but in right, this is as like others, and heart rate will not change the flow. If we consider blood pressure, when diastolic pressure decreased, coronary flow decreased because it changes with the diastolic pressure. In case of aortic stenosis, flow will be reduced. It is easily appreciable because during stenosis, left ventricle pumps with higher force and it causes increased intraventricular pressure, which causes compression of the left ventricle during this systole and causes reduced blood flow, causing ischemia finally. And during stenosis, more workload that causes more oxygen demand and it also causes ischemia to the cardiac tissue. Ischemia means oxygen deficiency to the cardiac tissue, to any tissue. So aortic stenosis causes reduced coronary flow and ischemia. In congestive cardiac failure, venous congestion causes increased pressure inside the coronary sinus and this causes reduced coronary perfusion pressure. In case of increased myocardial oxygen consumption, finally there is increased coronary flow. It is because there is accumulation of some metabolites due to increased oxygen consumption. And the metabolites are like H+, lactate, potassium and more importantly adenosine, which is a potent vasodilator and causes vasodilation, that means more coronary flow. If there is some stimulation of sympathetic system or from outside there is injection of noradrenaline, it causes increased force of contraction or increased heart rate and both causes increased accumulation of vasodilating metabolites due to myocardial oxygen consumption, causing accumulation of vasodilating metabolites like adenosine, which causes vasodilation and increased coronary circulation. So these are all about coronary circulation. If you like this video, please let me know in the comment box and thank you for watching.